morning, America. Thank you for watching today's news. And today, the topic will be the Cold War. The Cold War started because of different political ideologies between two powerful countries, the U.S. and the USSR. They used to be allies, but after World War II, they seemed to be competing with one another. The USSR wanted to spread communism, which was a big no for the U.S. And apparently, the U.S. did the Manhattan Project behind the USSR's back, which was a big no for them, even though a lot of people are saying it's no big deal. Here's what Joseph McCarthy had to say about communism. Let us go directly to the leader of communism today, Joseph Stalin. Here's what he said. Not back in 1928, not before the war, not during the war, but 2 years after the war ended. To think that the communist revolution could be carried out peacefully within the framework of Christian democracy means one either has to go out of one's mind and lost normal understanding or has grossly opened and repudiated the communist revolution. Joseph McCarthy delivered this speech to explain that, well, we've had traitors in the U.S. He also discovered that people in his own chamber is one of them. Now, we don't have too much info on that, but when we do, we will be sure to update y'all. Now, you remember us bringing... Now, our next topic, the Marshall Plan. You may remember Truman signing this plan a few years back. This plan was created to provide an aid for European nations after World War II, because, you know, they had a lot of devastation, and we just felt like as their allies, we should help them out, and that's what we did with the Marshall Plan. It's been 2 years since this day that the act was signed, and I just wanted to, with us at the news station, we just decided to bring this back up because we just wanted to acknowledge this amazing act and to inform you all that this act has been well in effect. And a lot of people in Europe, they're really taking advantage of it. Not in a bad way. They're just taking advantage, rebuilding, and it's beautiful out there. Now, this act was signed 2 years on this day. And we just thought that we should acknowledge it. But we also got information that this was also a plan to make sure that we keep Europe in our side so that we can make sure communism doesn't spread to them, because that could lead to the domino effect. Our next subject. Now, the domino effect was thought out by a man, of course, because men, obviously. But basically, the domino effect is if one nation is conquered by communists, neighboring nations will fall, and eventually world domination by communism. And we don't want that here in the United States. Now it's time to hear from you guys. Make sure you mail us how you think this all will play out. And maybe you will be featured in our show in the future. Thank you and have a nice day.